So Domino's it is. So we're gonna look at the Domino's, which is how a Domino's pizza mascot for God's sake, how a Domino's pizza mascot caused a hostage situation. Which, as you all know, the Domino's mascot used to be the Noid. So let's see how granted, the Noid is the Noid, so I could see how that might cause a hostage situation. But let's find out.
Back in the 1980s, Domino's Pizza encouraged their customers to avoid the Noid, a strange claymation creature who starred in a series of popular ads for the chain. But the ads turned out to be a little too popular, leading to a dramatic crime that no one could have predicted. How did
What? Bro. Domino's can't avoid Mr. Noid and Aunt George's pieces. A man named Noid apparently upset at television commercials using the slogan "Avoid the Noid," held two Domino's Pizza employees hostage for 6 hours? Because he got annoyed by the slogan "Avoid the Noid" because his name is Kenneth Lamar Noid. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Dear God! Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of an extreme of getting pissed off about the avoid the Noid by taking people fucking hostage. Well, okay, Jay, I believe it. Because this is not the action of a rational individual who's just annoyed about Domino's using the slogan "Avoid the Noid." So let's dive in.
How did an animated mascot cause so much havoc? Well, today we're delivering the story of how a Domino's mascot led to a hostage situation. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, please leave a comment and let us know what other food chain mascots you would like to hear about. Okay, we'll have this done in 30 minutes or less, or your video is free! The story of Domino's Pizza begins in Ypsilanti, Michigan in 1960. That's when brothers Tom and Jim Monahan bought a pizza place called Dominic's from its owner, Dominic DeVardi, for the price of about $1,400. Adjusted for inflation, that's still the relatively bargain price of about $15,000.
Wow. They bought a pizza joint for, in today's money, 15 grand? Yeah. That's fucking cheap. And they were able to parlay that into the Domino's franchise. Holy crap. Nice.
It was originally meant to be a family business, but after just 8 months, Jim decided to quit, so as not to endanger his day job working as a postman, in what would turn out to be one of the worst business decisions of all time. He then traded his half of the future billion-dollar company to Tom in exchange for a Volkswagen Beetle. At the time, though, it seemed like a smart move because the pizza place wasn't doing particularly well. But Tom kept at it, quickly acquiring 3 more pizza places and working to reshape the chain to
Okay, hold on, Tonito. Hold the fuck up. I'm sorry. Little Skeezers. All the fucking way. Thank you very much. Domino's is okay. Pizza Hut is okay. I fucking love Little Caesars. I will go Little Caesars any day of the fucking week. I love me Little Caesars. Yeah, when Little Caesars came to Canada, oh, I was so happy. That, like, a Little Caesars opened up near me when back when I was living in Newfoundland. A Little Caesars opened up near me, and oh, I was so happy. I was so fucking happy. And now, like, there is a Little Caesars, kind of a Little Caesars where I am now, but unfortunately it is too far away and they won't deliver out here. So, I can't get my Little Caesars anymore. I'm sad. I can't get my Little Caesars no more. I just sad. so I have to content myself with frozen pizzas. Damn it.
Catered to the college kids at nearby Eastern
No,
Michigan
yeah.
University. To that end, he eliminated
Yeah, Dragon, I do, but again, it's too far away. DoorDash only goes so far. The restaurant is like 20 minutes away from me. DoorDash will not go that far, unfortunately.
chain to cater to the college kids at nearby Eastern Michigan University. To that end, he eliminated everything but pizza from the menu, concentrated on his delivery service, and invented something that would revolutionize pizza delivery for the rest of time. Durable, insulated
the hot and fresh,
pizza
can you?
boxes.
Yeah.
Back then, pizza was exclusively delivered in flimsy cardboard boxes. That pretty much guaranteed they arrived cold, and if there was more than one, all but the one on top would be a crushed, saucy mess. But Tom's boxes changed all that, and the college kids took note. They also took note of the fact that Monahan seemed to be a little crazy. In his autobiography, the man himself bragged about his willingness to punch college students who refused to pay for their pizzas. He also wrote about foiling pizza thieves by hiding in the back of his delivery vehicles and waiting for them to strike, usually while the drivers were busy with a delivery.
Okay. He's calling this crazy. I'm calling this fucking based. This man is fucking based. He won't hesitate to lay out a college kid that refuses to pay for his pizza, and he hides out in the back of his car waiting for thieves so he can bum rush them. And look at this. He says, I carry a meat
I've waited
tenderizer.
half an hour for food before I don't know how DoorDash can say that 20 minutes is too far in Canada.
Wait. Well, okay. But, Leo, it's a 20-minute drive. There's a difference between 20 minutes for the DoorDasher to get freed up and then wait for the food at the place versus having to actually drive 20 minutes. And by the time they arrive, the food's probably cold. But yeah, like he'll knock a fucker out if he refuses to pay for his pizza. He hides in the back of his car with a goddamn meat tenderizer mallet or pop bottle. To basically go, yeah, you are trying to steal from me? Dragon, I can't. It's the app won't allow me to even place the order.
When he was lucky enough to catch one, Monahan would attack them with a meat tenderizer or a pop bottle. And in his words, that approach always solved the problem. He also once beat up an employee he had just fired. But the charges were dropped, presumably because the cops were afraid of him.
Shit. Okay. The man was kind of based. That last part, though, where he beat up an employee after he fired him? That's a little scary. I will admit, that's a little scary.
Presumably because the cops were afraid of him. Dominic's Pizzas gained a reputation for always arriving hot and undamaged. And as a result, business started booming. Monahan decided he wanted to open more locations. The problem was, Dominic DeVardi had forbidden him from using the Dominic's name on anything but the original pizza place. Determined to have his restaurants all share the same branding, Monahan went in search of a new name, and, based on a suggestion from an employee named Jim Kennedy, he eventually settled on Domino's. The first franchise Domino's Pizza opened in 1967. They would continue to steadily add locations across the country, and in 1973, the company would introduce its once famous guarantee that your pizza would arrive in 30 minutes or less, or it was free.
Now, how long did that last? Because the 30 minutes or it's free was a very limited thing. They stopped, I'm going to say 30 minutes or it's free, only it lasted years, but yeah, it was it the early 90s? Was it the early, no, more than a year. It was definitely more than a year. Was it the early 90s that they finally did it? Yeah, they started not simply just traffic violations. So it was like basically like 10, okay, so about 13 years. 13 years, that sounds about right. Because the drivers were getting the drivers were getting speeding tickets up out the ass. They were getting into car accidents. And yeah, that means lawsuits because if the drivers, I thought I heard that if the drivers did not make the delivery in 30 minutes, it got like they got a hit to their paycheck because of it. So for every delivery that they did not do inside 30 minutes, I'm not sure what the dollar amount was, but I think they can take a hit to their paycheck, or yeah, they could probably be fired for it if it happened too many times. And it just like I'm sure between the amount of speeding tickets the drivers were getting, the accidents they were getting into, the insurance costs, the lawsuits, so on and so forth. Yeah, eventually that 30 minutes where it's free went the way of the dodo. And there is no more 30 minutes where it's free.
For that, the chain experienced meteoric growth, and by just over a decade later, it would have over 200 locations, and its owner would be rich enough to buy a Major League Baseball team. In 1983, Domino's opened its first international location in Canada, and by 1989, there were 5,000 Domino's locations worldwide. Today, there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 14,500, spread out over 85 countries.
Here
For those of you who are
Noid.
too young to remember, the Noid was a bizarre character introduced into Domino's advertising starting way back in the mid-80s. He was a man wearing a skin-tight red bodysuit that had a black N and a white circle.
Wait. Fucking wait. Hang on.
He was a man.
This motherfucker ain't a man. Okay? Let us not fuck with this. The Noid was not a man. The Noid was an eldritch creature that lived off the blood of stolen pizzas. This weren't no man. Men do not have movable gears. Okay? Yeah, he's from the same realm as like the Kool-Aid Man and the Trix Bunny. And yeah. It is not a creature of this dimension.
Man wearing a skin-tight red bodysuit that had a black N and a white circle on the chest, and rabbit ears, for some reason, who was hell-bent on stopping Domino's from delivering their pizzas hot and fresh. We'll probably never know the reason for his rage. Conceived by an advertising agency called Group 243 and designed by Will Vinton, the same guy who designed the California...
Oh, shit! He did the California Raisins. He did the Of course he did the rabbit for Michael Jackson Moonwalker. You guys can't see it. Motherfucker designed the rabbit from Moonwalker. Oh, that explains so much about the character design.
Raisins. The Noid's first commercial dropped in 1986. The spot featured the bug-eyed, gibberish-spewing character using a mechanized hand to gleefully crush pizza boxes and the pizzas inside them, only to explode with frustration when he encounters an uncrushable Domino's box.
Well, this explains it, chat. A pizza killed the Nice family, and now he has sworn revenge on all pizzas throughout the entire world, and it is very easy for the Noid to destroy any and all pizzas, except for Domino's. Domino's is his ultimate nemesis. The Noid has vowed that he will spend his entire eldritch life finding out a way to destroy the Domino.
The commercial's narrator then encouraged viewers to call Domino's because they could avoid the Noid by delivering your pizza in 30 minutes or less. It was common for fast food places to be represented by mascot-type characters, like Ronald McDonald or the Taco Bell Chihuahua, but it was pretty unusual for pizza places to have one. It still is. Little Caesar gets pretty lonely at mascot reunions. People took to the Noid, despite all his weirdness. Or maybe because of it. Not long after his debut, he was featured in a lucrative line of merchandise, as well as 2 separate video games. The first was Avoid the Noid.
I see. It wasn't this one? Hang on, let me see the other one.
For desktop systems, in which gamers play as a pizza delivery man who has to, avoid the Noid. The other was Yo Noid for the original
I feel like I've seen ABGN play the Noid video game on his channel. For some reason, I feel like he's played this. I don't know why, but he's played like a couple. I think he's played this one. He's played like the Pepsi Man one. What was the other one he did? He's done a couple of like branded video games.
Original 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment
John Tron
System,
played it?
which let you play as the pizza-hating villain. Meanwhile, the CBS network was so impressed by the Noid, they went to work on a Saturday morning cartoon called The Noids. But they pulled the plug after receiving complaints that the so-called show would have just been one long Domino's commercial. And we have to admit, that's fair. Still, the character had quickly become more successful than his creators ever imagined. But in an ironic twist of fate, the Noid was about to become too popular.
Oh boy.
On the afternoon of January 30th, 1989, a man named Kenneth Lamar Noid entered a Domino's on Buford Highway in Chamblee, Georgia, armed with a handgun and took 2 employees hostage. The resulting standoff lasted 5 hours, during which Noid, the guy, not the mascot, fired 2 shots into the ceiling, but no one was hurt. Furious that Tom Monahan had, in his view, stolen and mocked his name, Noid forced the employees to call Domino's corporate headquarters and demand he be given $100,000 and a white chauffeur-driven limousine in which to make his escape. He also offered to exchange...
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard... You always hear of the kidnapper saying, "Get me a helicopter" or "Get me a plane." I think that is the first time I've ever heard of a hostage taker say, "Get me a chauffeured limo." Yeah, it's... Yeah. And yeah, it's like, this is... Like, who knows what set him off? Whether this was mental illness or external chemical influence. But... Dragon, I don't think it's an overblown sense of entitlement. I think that there was something genuinely wrong with the man. He either was suffering from a mental illness, or he got really fucking high and said, "God damn these Dominoes, I'm gonna make them pay." I definitely would aim more towards the mental illness, because... Let's see if it says anything about it. Had expressed anger to his mother about the commercials, but I guess she didn't think it would rise to this. Yeah, my guess is he had a mental health issue. They might cover it. Let's find it. They may or they may not, but this was undoubtedly a mental health problem. I have a very strong suspicion that's what it was.
One of the hostages for a copy of Robert Anton Wilson's 1985 novel that led to $1,000 and a white chauffeur-driven limousine in which to make his escape. He also offered to exchange one of the hostages for a copy of Robert Anton Wilson's 1985 novel The Widow's Son. Police actually did bring him the book, but he went back on his word and refused to free either hostage. Instead, he ordered his captives to make him 2 pizzas. He had no gripes with the food, just the name of the mascot. The employees made him his pizzas, and when he put his gun down to eat them, they ran right past him and out the front door. You might say they avoided the Noid. Without any hostages,
Really? Did the narrator really just go there? Oh, God. I mean, it was obvious. It was the obvious pun. Yeah, I suppose he had to. In this situation, yeah, I guess he had to. He did. Wait, he went there? No, he didn't buy a pizza, Zed. He did not purchase a pizza. He had taken 2 employees hostage. And during the standoff, he had the employees that he took hostage make him a pizza. He didn't pay for it. He just had them make... Oh. The narrator. What are you talking about? He went there... Okay. I think I see what you... Sorry. Yeah. Moving on. Okay, moving on.
Noid wasn't in much of a position to bargain, so he surrendered to police. He faced an array of charges, including some pretty serious things like aggravated assault, kidnapping, extortion, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Noid, who was likely suffering from schizophrenia, among other mental illnesses, was found not guilty on all charges by reason of insanity. He passed away in 1995, never letting go of his belief that Domino's had attacked him personally. As for Domino's, the dramatic ordeal did...
God, he never got the help he needed. He was schizophrenic amongst probably other things, and he never got the help he needed. And so when he finally passed away, he still hadn't gotten that help. Was he in a facility? I don't think it said anything. Well, this was very... And it said it was of Tallahassee. Huh. No, Wolfie, I'm thinking he just died. He died of natural causes, I'm sure. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, of 28. Yeah. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if he... Oh, God. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I didn't realize he passed away at 28. Yeah, I think this might have been a case of... Yeah. This might have been a case of that. Oh, this is why getting help if you need help with mental health is so very important.
Didn't seem to bother them much. They continued to feature the Noid in increasingly wacky commercials for some time thereafter, only ending the campaign in 1995 after Noid's death. The Noid...
So they ended the campaign after his presumed self-deletion. Oh. Yeah, and because of that, Domino's ended the Noid campaign. You would think that Domino's, which was a very well-established company by this point, would have maybe done something for people with mental health, like done some kind of contribution or set up some kind of charity for people with mental health issues. Given the time period, I'm kind of surprised they did it, because from a PR perspective, that would have been a really smart move. That when Mr. Noid passed away, no, but if it makes them look like they want to help people, plus tax deduction, they will. Really? Was it? So I thought back in the 90s, mental health was a no-no for the corpos? I thought that's when corpos started actually kind of being charitable in this respect. Or was it the 2000s, the early 2000s that they kind of started going that vein? That may be what I'm thinking of. I mean, maybe I'm thinking of when they started kind of dipping their toe into that was in the 2000s. Okay. Fair enough.
Noid may have been retired decades ago, but he left an extra-large stuffed crust impact on pop culture during his brief time in the limelight.
2004, so yeah,
he even made an appearance in a Michael Jackson video, as well as hit cartoons like The Simpsons.
Oh my God! Wait. Stop! If he was in this... Wow! And well, it probably flashed by so fast. I mean, you got there's all sorts of icons here. You got fucking Jack Nicholson right here, okay? You've got Jack right here. You're surprised that the Noid is here? I mean, come on!
Video, as well as hit cartoons like The Simpsons and Family Guy. That lasting impact is probably why Domino's has revived the character from time to time. In 2009, the company released a limited run of Noid t-shirts, and in 2011, his image was used in the banner on the Domino's Pizza Facebook page. That same year, he also made a cameo as a stuffed toy in a Domino's commercial. To celebrate the character's 25th anniversary in 2011, the company released a video game called The Noid's Super Pizza Shootout,
new video game.
Available for just 1 week on their Facebook page. Players could win gift certificates to Domino's by playing. Featuring the character in a pizza-themed shooting gallery game was an odd choice, considering the hostage crisis he inspired. Speaking of Noid games.
Okay, well, this was, what they say this was 2014? It had been, like, 30 years. No, it's not at all surprising that, well, no, not 30 years, it would have been about 20 years. It was not, honestly, yeah, it probably not at all surprising that they would have featured a shooting game, because I didn't know about this. My guess is 99.9% of people don't know about this, unless they lived through it or they happen to watch a video like this. The knowledge that a man by the name of Mr. Noid took hostages and eventually self-deleted because of the Noid character from Domino's due to mental health issues is something that extremely few people know about. So, I'm not surprised in the slightest.
In 2016, the character was prominently featured in Spooky Pinball's licensed pinball machine, Domino's Spectacular Pinball Adventure. And that same year, he made a few more appearances in a handful of Domino's commercials. He was most recently revived in 2021, when he was used in a series of short promotional videos distributed through Domino's social media channel.
Fucking well. Does this motherfucker has a lightsaber chainsaw. This motherfucker has a lightsaber, like, chainsaw, knife, something. That is fucking badass. I want one. Chat, I want one of these. You've asked me if there's anything I ever wanted. I want one of these. I want one of these things. Wait, chat. Bring me the plasma saw. Well, it resembles a knife. It doesn't resemble a box cutter. It does resemble like a drop point knife, as it probably is supposed to. But holy crap! That's awesome!
Distributed through Domino's social media channels. The commercials had him trying to destroy the real-life self-driving pizza delivery vehicles Domino's has been experimenting with in various markets. So, he's still out trying to ruin your pizza. That said, he will be a valuable recruit in the inevitable war with the machines. The Noid also appeared as a mini-boss in the mobile video game Crash Bandicoot On the Run. What does the Noid have to do with Crash Bandicoot? Absolutely nothing, which means the Noid can show up just about anywhere. Slowly but surely, he seems to be making a comeback, because there's just something about that little odd villain we all find endearing. Unless your name is Noid. So, what do you think? Do you remember the Noid? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other Weird History food videos.
That was fun. And Shows, I don't remember the one from Halo. I haven't played Halo, so I'm not sure about the knight from Halo. But that was fun. I mean, it was very unfortunate what happened to Mr. Noid with everything that happened to him. Unfortunately, it's just he obviously was suffering from a mental health issue. I just wish he could have gotten the help that he needed. But the whole history of, with the Noid, and I didn't even know that they were bringing him back as recently as 2021. That I had no idea about. Like, the last thing I'd ever heard regarding the Noid was it being a mascot in in the 90s. I did not know that, granted, I mean, I've been out of the loop when it comes to Domino's for a very long time. The majority of pizza places that I have had access to for years has been either, fuck, what's it called? Pizza Delight or like Little Caesars. So I've been out of the loop on Domino's for a very, very long time. So I had no idea that, that the Noid was absolutely still a thing. So that's kind of cool that they keep bringing it back. I like it.